how's it going? Hopefully really good. Hopefully the best. Very nice fade out. Thank you, thank you. I try. I try. Hello. How was everyone's last night since we last saw each other? I can't remember how long it's been. Oh my god, hello. Very close to the hardest Stanley Parable achievement. Yes. I've never played the Stanley Parable before. I know like a sequel just came out. I installed both of them because I was like, I don't know. I honestly thought the sequel was just like an updated version of the original. So I installed that one first and then I found out that's not the case. So what is the hardest achievement? Is it the one that's like, don't play it for 5 years or something? I literally know like 10 years. Oh my god. I know like nothing about this game. I know it's like puzzles and stuff. Yeah, I think it's a sequel, right? Someone help me out on that. I'm pretty sure it's a sequel. I never played Subliminal, no. I think I like started to or something. I definitely did not finish it, so. It's not a sequel? Wait, then what is it? Is it the same game? Should I play the first one first? Or should I play the Ultra Deluxe version? It's an enhanced edition? I just bought both because my boyfriend told me it's a sequel. All men. SMH. God damn it. First game is entirely within the... Wait, really? An expanded reimagining? So is it better to like play the first one or play the deluxe one? What is the correct order of operations here? Bet out Maj. Oh, I need to re-add my alerts. Happy year. Thanks for resubbing. Here, hold on. Oopsie daisy. Let me do that real quick. Y'all ever miss Animal Crossing? Does anyone still play Animal Crossing? Or is it just me that fell off? Let's see. Browser alerts. And then we're going to go to properties. We're going to change that. Nope. We're going to change the whole thing. Nope. And then we're going to test it. Cool. And then we're not going to have it there. We're going to have it over here. Hold on, guys. I got this. And then we're gonna... There we go. Thanks for resubbing for 12 months. I don't know why it says became. It should say resubbed for 12 months. Anywho. It's an enhanced version with some new content. You can just play the deluxe. Is it not gonna make any sense? I should revisit AC just to visit Raymond. I have so many good villagers in Animal Crossing and I've just left them in the dust. It's really tragic, honestly. I just realized your focus isn't real. Wait, what? What does that mean? My what isn't real? What's not real? Oh, the ficus. The plant. What gave it away? I didn't even know it was called a ficus. You'll know where the deluxe comes into play and you can avoid it. Oh, okay. I see. Wait, how do you pronounce it? Is that not... Ficus kind of sounds like a slur. I'm sorry my brain didn't go that direction. I don't know why. Ficusy, there you go. No, not as specific. It just sounds like derogatory for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. Do you ever just hear a word pronounced a certain way and you're like, why does that sound so aggressive? It's the fussy. It's very upfront on what's new. Okay, cool. See, Serge understands. Thanks, Serge. I don't know if that's a good thing, though. It's derogatory for fake plants. There you go. I knew it was offensive in some way. What is my window doing? Did Serge tell you that he's an Omega? What the fuck I just read? I don't know if I want to know. I figured I'd lie to make you feel better. Wow. Is this what it feels like? Wow. Thanks so much. Thank you. Anyways, guys, it's been fun. Did I get a Dodger reaction to my excellent artwork? Yeah, well, I DM'd it to her. And she laughed. She said, oh my god, the image, incredible. So, and she retweeted it today, I think. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Come on. Oh my god. Oh my god, Dodger's laugh is super contagious. Yes, I agree. Every time I've played anything with her. I am going through it. God, I was going through it yesterday. Way worse, though. Today, nothing can compare. Yesterday was, oh my god, just from hell, I feel like. It was not a good time. Create the image IRL. I know, it was so weird. I just had a bunch of technical difficulties and, like, nothing was going my way at all. My HelloFresh yesterday was really good. Oh, I forgot to post a picture. I think I forgot to post a picture, right? Why is my phone just playing music? Here, I'll post a picture in the Discord right now of what I cooked last night. It was delicious. If you want access to our sub-only Discord, you have to subscribe, but I'm posting food pictures. There you go. I made the ginger chicken with smashed cucumbers. It was so good. Yes, Serge, I saw your post. It looked really good too. You did the spicy maple chicken. Yesterday was cursed but fantastic. Those poop stories were awesome. Okay, those were great. That part was great. I have so many too. Yeah, you could smash cucumbers. Yeah. You sure can. Why I feel like my camera looks weird? Like something looks weird. Is it my face? It's my face. It's just my face that looks weird. I feel like I look like an alien wearing my skin today. And that's on body dysmorphia. Did you tell your partner you had shared all of their American poop truck? No, I didn't. The monitor's sticking out at the bottom, right? Yeah, but I do that sometimes because when I switch to gaming, it's fine. You don't see it. It's annoying because I like having my monitor higher up, but I also like my camera there. You can't win. It's probably the lighting. Should we make it brighter? I don't know if brighter is the answer. Oh, shit. I'm really glad that wasn't water. Is that too bright now? Now I feel like it's like too much. It was just my phone, it fell. Xenon every 27 months, thanks for resubbing. Alien Bree can't win today. I know. That feels too abrasive. Like, I feel like there's a spotlight on me now. Not a fan. We'll just do the softer light today, I guess. I just don't want to feel like there's a spotlight on me right now. Anywho. Well, I guess I spent, so the Ultra Deluxe version is $25 and then the normal version was $15. So I spent an unnecessary $15. Is that what I'm hearing? What the fuck? Refund it? How do I do that? Manage properties. Manage options. I'll figure it out later. I can definitely refund it because I've played a minute of it. I launched it and set it up. A minute. A whole minute, guys. What are we doing today? We're going to do the Stanley Parable, which I've never played before. And it's a brain game. So, you know, that's going to be hard. That's going to be a challenge. Already you can tell my brain's on its A game today. So that'll be great. We can't wait. Who animated your sub alert? That was Carla. We have a command for it. You should go check out their Twitter. They're amazing. Really, really good at animation. If you're on PlayStation, you can't get a refund once you... Oh, it's Steam. I don't know if Stanley Parable is on PlayStation. What's the command? I'm trying to remember right now. Frick. Art? Yay! Look at that! There you go. The alert is done by Miyukumak. I probably am saying that wrong. Baristas everywhere, in awe of my style. I know that was so sweet when the barista said that yesterday. Gosh, I'm not stylish today. I'm literally wearing gym pants with like, I don't know what I'm doing. Today is not, I was not feeling it. I'm PMSing. Don't look at me. I am comfy. Valve will, upon request via issue a refund. Do you have to like email them or something? My necklace is a triangle, and one of the triangles is empty, and my partner has the other one, and the corresponding triangles. So yeah, it's cute. What is this supposed to be, though? I don't know. I just like triangles. Can you tell? Bye, Meta. Take care. The site is kind of annoying to get to, but once you find it, it's pretty easy to refund. Okay. It's like a Triforce, but no Ganon, because we don't need him. We don't need his negativity, okay? We don't need it! My hair feels like it's lacking volume. I'm just gonna tease my hair real quick, like I'm in high school again. Don't worry about it. Okay, cool. Triangles are the strongest naturally occurring shape. I knew that, and that's why I got it. Yep. That's the one. Which Triforce are you? Definitely not wisdom. So like, get some courage. Triforce of shitting myself, yeah. Okay. What is everyone's weekend plan? It's Mother's Day on Sunday. Did you guys know this? Jot it down. My apartment looks like a goddamn mess. Like, awful. I'm not wise. Oh my god. This is not true. Kayaking. Nice. Is that a random pink sock? No, it's the scarf to a plushie. Pup knocked over that bin. So, yeah, Mother's Day in the UK and the US is different. It's funny. Celebrating Mother's Day by throwing my gift at my mom for a fast-moving car. Hoping that makes her happy. It's very thoughtful, honestly. I would be touched. I have D&D on Sunday, but I want to do something for... I think I'm seeing my mom on Monday. I think we're going to see my grandma, who started chemo. Oh my god, yeah. So not to get all downer or whatever, but so my grandma on my mom's side of the family started chemo because she has... I think it was, God, I can't remember the specifics, honestly. I feel like I kind of like numbed it out when I was told her diagnosis, but it was not good. It was like kidney or intestinal, but it's bad. And it was like one of the worst it could be. And then literally like 2 weeks later, my grandpa was diagnosed with skin cancer and had a huge like black spot forming on his arm and has to go in for that. So, or went in for that. And I think they got it. So, but what is happening. I mean, I'm really lucky I have all my grandparents still, which is crazy because I'm 30 years old. But yeah, everything's falling apart at the same time now. So that's fun. No one told me that part would happen, you know, when you have all your grandparents. But yeah, it's been a lot. And I'm moving this month and I need to figure that out too. Oh my God. So, and I'm PMSing really bad. So, you know, everything's fine. It just feels kind of like the world's ending. So thanks, guys. I appreciate that. As far as I know, my grandpa with the skin cancer thing, it's okay. They like successfully removed it. I think that's how that works. Again, I feel like I'm told these things and I like, because my brain is like, oh no, that's really bad. It's like, I'm not processing this very well. At least you aren't melodramatic about it. Only the end of the world. It's fine. Yeah, I feel very fortunate that I have all my grandparents still. It's gonna hurt like fucking hell though. You ever think about that? I do. Because it's not like it hurts at any point in time, but I've had 30 years with them. Like, I have had as much time with them as I have had with my parents. Almost. That's crazy. Damn. It's going to be rough. It's very interesting to see how opposite things are since my parents and grandparents all passed years ago. Gosh. Yeah. My parents had me really, really young. And I think their grandparents were young, or their parents were young too. My grandparents are all like in their late 70s, early 80s. All in really good shape, all super healthy for the most part, like diet wise and all of that, and like exercise. Ugh. Started getting sad about my parents getting older as I near 30. Yeah, it's hard. It's scary. Also, my grandpa last year, he lived in a rural part of Mexico. It's very hard for me to visit. No. I remember my mom saying she spoke to him on the phone and he said he forgot about us a bit before that part 6. Oh, sad. Yeah, Gulp, that's really hard. Never really close to my grandparents, not nearly as much as my parents, since they never really took care of me growing up. Yeah, my grandparents are very young still. Again, my mom had me when she was 22, so, and I think her parents and my dad's parents all had their kids fairly young. Oh, Papa, I'm sorry. Yeah, you gotta cherish what you have. But yeah, so Monday I'm going to see my grandma with my mom. So I think that's kind of like Mother's Day. We're doing that for Mother's Day. So I'll have to, I hope she's not watching this stream, because I was going to say something about surprising her with something. Mom, if you're watching, click off. Because they randomly put my stream on in their house and it's really sweet, but I can't hide any secrets. Yeah. Also, we almost need new sub badges. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, my mom and my dad watch my stream. It's very cute. It's very wholesome. My grandma has no idea who I am anymore, so there's nothing left to cherish for me. Oh, that's so hard. That's gonna make me cry. Did your mom watch Silent Hill too? I don't know. Probably not. I don't think she likes really gruesome, gory stuff like that. Yeah. Dad Bun co-hosts streams sometimes, but he only owns one share. Yeah. I haven't done a stream with my parents in a long time, actually. You know, they're both retired now. They're living the good life. They're retired. They retired super young, which is super cool. No, I haven't seen The Northman yet. I really want to see it. That and Everything Everywhere. at once, whatever it's called. I don't remember, but I want to see that as well. But it's literally like impossible. It's not out anywhere yet. So, I remember when I was 10, my grandpa was watching TV in the living room, fell asleep like 1 hour later. My mother is trying to wake him up. I call, oh, that's hard. Everything Everywhere All at Once is such a banger, I've heard. Life is almost back to normal. Should get my evenings back and be able to hang out with you guys soon. Oh, Suavis, hope you're doing well. A lot of movies to watch now all of a sudden, yeah. I've been watching Outer Range, which is a new Amazon series, which seems like pretty good so far. It's interesting premise. If you guys are looking for good shows to watch, I highly recommend watching. These are not new shows, just shows you should put on your radar. Two of my favorite shows of all time are Mr. Robot. I cannot recommend it enough. Nothing but good things to say about Mr. Robot. It is perfect from start to finish. And Dark on Netflix. Fantastic show. It's not in English, so you'll have to watch it either subtitled or dubbed. I watched it subtitled. So, yeah. But those are my two oh, and Fleabag on Amazon. Fleabag is amazing. Watch Fleabag. I want to watch Fleabag actually on stream because it's I think it's one of those shows I can watch with watch parties. So yeah, Dark got me like the Charlie Day crazy meme. Yep, Pepe Sylvia. Still need to watch the second season of Fleabag. No, the second season is so good. I honestly think it's better than the first. It's hard to compare the two, but like I actually think it's better. Not in a like, oh, the first sucked way. Like they're both masterpieces. Yes, I've watched all of Better Call Saul except for the most recent season, so I need to like start it from the beginning because I don't remember anything. And yeah, Apple TV Severance is fantastic. So good. Priest Guy is amazing co-star. Yes, he is. Oh, Fleabag is so good. My heart was the exact same way with Better Call Saul. Yeah, I like can't really remember what's going on, so I would just have to like restart at this point. I think it would be easier probably, which kind of sucks, but oh, Fleabag's great. I still stand by we should do a watch party of Fleabag because it's so good. I mean, like honestly, maybe we can do that this summer. Maybe even with my partner when my partner's in town. So my partner is coming into town in June and staying for a while. And so it could be fun to do like a watch party. They'll probably be off screen because I don't think they're comfortable showing themselves, which is totally reasonable. So yeah, that could be fun though. I showed them Fleabag at the start of our relationship and we binged all 2 seasons in one sitting. So that's how good it is. It's really good. It's just the perfect balance of like cynicism, humor, morbidity, like dealing with real problems. It's dark comedy. It's fantastic. And a little bit of hope sprinkled in there too. It's so good. It has such a soft place in my heart. My heart. So yeah. Each episode is a perfect nugget size as well. Yeah, length. Yes, it's super bingeable because of that too. Blur out SO and have a voice change. Like one of those crime shows. Wait, Severance took inspiration from Stanley Parable. Is that true? Is that true? I loved Severance. I can't wait for the next season. Severance is also one of those shows, even though only 1 season is out, it's like in my top 10 because the first season was so fucking brilliant. I loved it. Yeah, Gilp, that's fair. It can be very depressive. That's my favorite kind of genre, though. I mean, that's why shows like Mr. Robot and Dark I love so much because they're not very happy-go-lucky shows by any means. But yeah, so fantastic. I'm an emotional masochist. What's up? By the way, today's stream is not sponsored, but that HelloFresh code is going to work for like the next 20 days. So if at any point in time you guys are like, oh, I kind of want to try signing up for HelloFresh, just know I have a code available, and you can always just type the exclamation point thingy in the chat to get it. So, no, Surge, I didn't see that. Who? Yeah, Domo. Let me know which ones you get. I'm making the, I think I'm making the beef poblano tacos today. So I'm very excited. I'm like super hungry today. Linked it in the Berserk channel. Let me see this. Person is doing their interpretation of how Berserk could end in this Twitter thread. Oh wow, this is pretty dang good. I'm gonna save this for later. Oh, Berserk. I want to reread Berserk really bad. I think I'm due for it. Series creator Dan Erickson said various influences speak to the show's premise of a workplace keeping dark secrets. The Truman Show, Office Space, Brazil, the video game Oh, that's really cool. Have you seen You're the Worst? One of my fave shows. No. What's the premise of that one? I'm gonna crunch at work, and honestly, somewhere between meal kits will simplify my life, and cooking is impossible. I feel the same. Where can I watch it, Gelb? Who puts it out? God, I have that. Have you guys heard? Oh, Gleemize, welcome. Twitch recommended you on account of Dodger. Hi, hello. First of all, since you know Dodger, I have to tell you the funny story of the dream I just had about Dodger. So I've known Dodger for a while now. We have a D&D campaign together every Sunday where we play together. But literally the other night I had a dream that, where is this? Where is the drawing? Oh, there we go. I had a dream that I was at Disneyland with a bunch of friends, and I was getting really tired of walking. And so Dodger literally, by the way, I'm 5'9", basically 5'8.5", and Dodger I think is 5 foot tall. In my dream, she offered to carry me in like one of those like front strap baby carriers, and she did it. And it looked like this. I drew this to show an example of what it looked like. And I had to hold my legs up so that they wouldn't drag and trip us. And that was honestly one of the most amazing dreams I've ever had. So thanks, Dodger. Oh, it was so funny. Can the carrier have a cup holder? I hope so. Honestly, she could probably do it. She's got the mom strength, right? I should play Final Fantasy with her. I've not played any Final Fantasy. Well, like, I have, but I didn't know what I was doing. I feel like I needed someone to, like, help me. Which, I guess I could go through the story of Final Fantasy with you guys. So. Dex Bonus, I think, right? Is their Twitch name? And their name everywhere, I'm pretty sure. Dodger was carrying the weight of Polaris on her back for a few years, so probably has the strength for it. I played 7 Remake. Yeah, I never played the update to 7 Remake. So, yeah. Yeah. And 15 and Crisis Core. Yes. Just started doing 14 recently. I also don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Guys, I need advice. I had sex with my lady friend, and the next day she said it was just a good moment between friends, and she doesn't want that to happen again because it would ruin our friendship. Ooh, that's some mixed signals. I mean, I would take her word for it. Friendship already over. Yeah, wait, what's the question? Ways to tell this is not a sponsored stream. The fact that I'm reading that out loud. No, Gilp, I didn't. I'm so sorry about that. Let's see. Let me scroll up. There's just a lot of awesome. Oh, it's an FX show. It should be on Hulu. It's a romance comedy set in LA with two horrible people. There's a lot of awesome introspection on romance and relationships. Oh, and touches a lot of mental health. You're the worst. Okay. Noted. My eye just started watering like crazy. What is happening? I think I'm about to cry out of my left eye. Grip tears every 32 months. I'm here. I'm ready to be parabled. Hell yeah. Wait, yeah. So your friend, you guys did the deed and then she was like, it was just a good moment between friends. I mean, like, I don't, yeah. She's, oh God. Worst case scenario is, what do you do now? Respect her saying that. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Worst case scenario, she's saying that because she potentially was testing the waters by sleeping with you and then didn't like the chemistry or the feelings. And so she's probably like, no, let's just be friends. And maybe it's a little bit of a cop-out on her part and she doesn't have like the audacity to be able to just come out and be like, I'm just not that into you or something. That's my really blunt response. Otherwise, though, it could just be like, I don't know, maybe she was kind of using you or something. That's kind of not a great feeling. I'm sorry you're in that position. But I would guess that, like, you should probably just respect what she's saying. I mean, you have every right to kind of question, like, what's the thought process there? Like, yeah, something about it wasn't right for her. Just respect it. Yeah. That's likely what it was. So, but I imagine, I imagine you're asking that because you might have feelings for her. Am I right? Understandably so. If you got more feelings involved though, might consider dipping for a while. You do? Okay. Yeah, I think you should probably, for your sake, I don't know how old you are or anything, but I think the smartest thing to do in that situation for protecting your own self would be to say, hey, totally respect what you're saying. I just need some time to like cool down and process that. To be completely honest with you, I liked you as more than a friend. So I just need to take some time and like, you know, if we could just put a pause on hanging out or talking as much, just so I can get over these feelings and process them. I think that's a super mature way to handle it that also protects yourself from getting hurt further. Because I feel like if you guys try to keep hanging out as friends, your feelings aren't going to go away. And honestly, the cynical side of me is thinking she might like the fact that you have feelings for her. And so she probably does want to keep hanging out and all of that because maybe you make her feel really good when you guys hang out together. But she doesn't, she like maybe wants the attention, but not the commitment. So anyways, look out for yourself. I would put down a boundary and be like, you know what? I value you as a person, but I was developing feelings for you. I just need to take some time to like get over these feelings. So. And it's going to be hard, especially if you guys hang out often and it's not fun. But at the end of the day, that is what is best for you to do for yourself and protect yourself. Put yourself first. Because she's putting herself first by sending you that message. So, Mizuda, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Thank you. Let me know if that helps, friend. I hope that helps. We hang out almost every day. Okay, yeah. Whew. Oh, that's hard. Man, Fern, I'm sorry. Let me think for a second. Really quick, thank you, Mizuno, again for gifting 5 subs. If you got hit with a gifted sub, be sure to say thank you. You can have access to sub-only Discord as well as emotes that I drew. Okay, so if you guys hang out almost every day, I think it's definitely important you take a break from hanging out. Also, doing what Bree says will help you out, since if she doesn't respond well to that, then you know she probably is not someone you should hang around. Exactly. If you try to put up a boundary like that and she has issues with it, then she doesn't have your best wishes in her intent. Her intent is not to like look out for how you feel, you know? Oh my God, my eye won't stop watering. It's like really weird. I've never felt this before. Anyways, I I think because you guys hang out every day, it's like even more important that you should take a break. Best interest at heart. Thank you. Take a break from hanging out to process those feelings. Because if you just keep hanging out with her, what's going to happen is your feelings are going to go, they're either going to grow stronger or they're not going to go away. And then, worst case scenario, you guys hook up again because she's using you for that attention and validation potentially. Or not even using you, but maybe she just likes casual hooking up or something. But that's not fair to you because you have feelings for her. So what she's getting out of that and you're getting out of that are two totally different things at that point. So if you continue hanging out every day, that could happen. If she's saying this now, you're not going to be able to change her mind. So, and even if you could, you shouldn't rely on that. So get that thought out of your head immediately. But I feel like another thing too is like, if you guys keep hanging out and nothing happens, you might actually eventually start developing some resentment for the fact that she doesn't feel the same, especially if you see her move on and start hooking up with other people and going on dates with other people. And you'll start to feel like, why wasn't I good enough? Why, why wasn't I enough? So I really, really, for yourself, I hope you hear me when I say this. You need to take some time away from her for a little bit, just to you got to process your feelings. You got to let them, you got to honestly, get over them because otherwise it could be a recipe for disaster. And I don't want you to get hurt further than you probably are already hurting after she said that, because it's very confusing. So yeah, friends with benefits almost never works. Someone always gets feelings involved. Yeah. I mean, that's not even what, it sounds like that's not even what she wanted to. So yeah, casual hookups ain't for y'all if one person has feelings. I'm sorry it's hitting so close to home for a lot of you. I'm just giving some advice, Mizuto. Someone asked some relationship advice question. So, is this stream about relationship advice? Unintentionally, yes, a little bit now. I'm happy to help where I can. Again, I'm not by any means a therapist or anything like that, and I'm certainly not a relationship therapist, but I have my own life experiences and I can help best I can. I'm 30 years old. I've had a decent amount of relationships in my life, so. Some of my wisdom might be coming out a little bit, okay? No, I'm just kidding. Wish I heard this 3 years ago. Hey, well, you live and you learn. We all have been in situations like that, and that's the only way you really learn. Because the fact of the matter is, even if you have someone like me telling you what to do, you're gonna do what you want to do at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what anyone will tell you. You're gonna do what you're gonna do, and you'll either learn the hard way or you won't get hurt, but you'll always wonder, what would have happened if I had stayed? So in some ways, it's oh no, okay. This sucks. She invited me to her home one night and we just watched movies until 6 a.m. until she jumped on me and started kissing me very passionately. Really thought it was mutual. Ooh, yeah. This really sucks. But based on what you're telling me there and then what she said to you, I just feel like she's not into having something more. Yeah, that's red flags to me. Just not saying she's a bad person or anything like that, but it feels like she doesn't know what she wants. And for you, that's a recipe for disaster because you have feelings for her. You don't want to do that. This can go one of two ways. Again, like I said, you could either distance yourself now and protect yourself, but maybe always wonder what would have happened if I didn't distance myself. Or not distance yourself and find out and potentially risk getting really, really hurt. So. Oh my gosh, Nikki, that's brutal. They're red flags, but I'm colorblind. I mean, listen, I can't tell you, I literally was in an emotionally abusive relationship. So I get being told you should get out of a situation and staying in it because you want to see it through or you're stubborn or you feel trapped. So you're going to do what you feel right at the end of the day, but it could be you're either going to learn a lesson or maybe things will be fine. But based on what you're telling me, just from an outside perspective, I don't know this person. It just sounds potentially dangerous, potential for heartbreak. So, or you're stuck. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope that helps. If she breaks your heart, just don't become a podcast guy. That's also good advice. Good advice. Good advice. I have a stitch I would love to talk about, but it'll take so long to type. Oh man. Could you try to do like a condensed version? I've been the dude in that situation. I said what I had to say and gave space. Hurt like hell to end up with a negative response, but hey, I lived and learned. Yeah. Phone and advice show. That could be fun. Just don't want anyone to rely on me like I'm a therapist though. Because I'm not. I wanted to become a therapist actually. I still kind of do. Like if this ever doesn't work out, maybe I'll go back to school and become a therapist. So. Cannot read Live and Learn without hearing Sonic in my head. Yeah, same. Actually, can't I remember the Twitch channel? The guy that does the like therapy Twitch streams. He followed me on Twitter a while ago. I can't remember his name. Dr. K? Yeah. Healthy Gamer GG. There you go. He followed me on Twitter like months ago, I think it was. So I don't know how. Like maybe word of mouth or something, but what the fuck? Who's Pay Money Wubby? Why does that sound familiar? Hold on. Who the hell is this? Wait. Didn't this guy... Wait, didn't this guy get canceled for something? I can't remember what it was. It wasn't like a huge canceling. I mean, God, years ago, like in 2017 or 18, Jimmy and I used to talk about doing a like talk show advice thing. Cause like at the time when he would come hang out, and I had roommates at the time, my roommates would just like talk to me and Jimmy for advice, and we would just like bounce off of each other like seamlessly. It was great. It was like we were two therapists. It was fun, but he's been banned so many times by Twitch, but I don't think he's been canceled. Oh, okay. I feel like I saw something. I saw that he did something. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, oh, that's not great. But yeah. Anywho, I hope that helps. Where's the Bree cast? Oh no, Carly. All right, should we play Stanley Parable, by the way? I don't remember what it was. I really can't remember. No? We shouldn't? Okay. Wait, I booted the wrong one. Hold on. I need to boot the balut? Oh my god. I need to boot the deluxe version. The ultra deluxe version. I've never played it before. Okay, volume mixer. Lower the volume to a reasonable volume. English subtitles. Let me screen capture this for y'all. No games, only legally not trained therapist advice. Yes. I used all my brain cells talking about relationships and now I'm struggling. Who would have thunk that would happen? What? You mean I only have brain power to do like 5 things? All right. Stanley. Spelled Stanley. Ultra Deluxe. First time. Okay. Bye, Errol. Take care. Okay. Did I sound like especially Southern when I said Errol? Bye, Errol. Take care. Excuse me. Have you played Stanley? Oh, so it actually asks you. No. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Like barely? Like what's barely in this context? Like that? No. No. 11:21. It wants my time. Is that audio good? Or is it too loud? Too quiet? What's the vibe? What's the Stanley Parable vibe of the day? Good so far. Okay, cool. All right, here we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Loud enough?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
A bit louder.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Thanks, Captain. Why the clicking noise is like keyboard, but I'm... What? Who's crunching?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I like work. I just hate my boss. Nice.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
God damn it. I think I need to turn the sensitivity down just a little bit. Let's try that. There we go, that's a bit better. This does not make sense. Sales in this quarter.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
If you guys like this
simply
game,
stood here, drinking it all in.
if you guys like this game, you need to watch Severance on Apple TV. Already, big, I can see big influences, absolutely.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, Dom, that's what someone said. But what's there? Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. It will cause death.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him.
Stanley has made a
And
list.
every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now He's going home.
What quality is the most attractive in a man? My boyfriend's brain, specifically. No other man. Just my boyfriend's brain. So, if you don't have that, you don't exist.
No, he's coming back to work.
Sorry.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss,
yeah, it looks good
everyone
ultra
in
wide
the
screen,
building
right?
had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
I have to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either.
Damn, I'm getting punished for that still?
Choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Oh.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again.
Oh, God.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What? What the fuck? Toxic.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No buckets past this point.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game
when
better?
The player derailed the DM session.
Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so
salty
far.
DM.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain. Big steps we've made here today, Stanley. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Did you know that 21% of players skipped the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. 98% of players are more... What? You. Oh my god. Why not ask some friends for help? Friends list empty. Oh my god.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, Honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh no.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
What the
You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
This reminds me a lot of Portal. Oh my god.
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
Is this Firewatch?
What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
Wait, what?
Well, it seems
What?
obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you
Oh
from
my
up high in your
God.
creep tower.
What?
Perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it.
Holy
What a
shit.
fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more.
Oh my
Come,
God.
let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Who Firewatches the Firewatch? Is this by the same developer? In the original, this was Minecraft. Wait, really? Oh man, Firewatch is fun. I miss it. I've only played through it once. Different developers. Oh my god, how funny. Oh, I gotta go the other way.
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
Oh my god.
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think
Oh
surely
my
we
God,
must.
amazing.
Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, suddenly I'm really fast. I've never played Rocket League. I've played Lucy.
Are you doing it? Are you winning?
Ball.
Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Oh no. Achievement unlocked, you can't jump. Okay.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley.
Damn.
I'm leaving. See how you'd like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all,
why is he like
you're the
Lucille
one who
Blair?
knows best. Take care, Stanley. Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Well, big Portal vibes, like the first time you go out of bounds in Portal. Spooky. Nothing scares me now after having played horribly scary games on stream for you guys. Gosh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
Well, that's what the
I wonder
OG
if
game
he's
looked
happy
like.
with his choice.
That's cool.
And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I wonder if I should go to the phone this time or if I should take this door. I kind of want to go to the phone and try not answering it. I don't know if that's an option though, if you can just let it ring forever.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've got
gotten off on the wrong
foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
Probably
I'm
not.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
What's up, Haku?
I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Thanks, man.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
So thoughtful.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
Literally Elon Musk.
Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack." Excellent.
Practice.
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
What the fuck?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
You put gates around it.
know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I'm on a child leash. I feel like I'm doing the walk of shame.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
I don't want it. Oh. I tried. My first time going the right way.
Oh, it's ruined.
Ah.
I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way
Papers
to
are
continue,
too
would it be worth
synergized.
it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
No.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley
Oh my god.
would. That
Oh my
means
god.
choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Oh, fine.
That means choosing responsibly
Fine.
and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
There's someone stuck in there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh my god.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
I
indication
am the most
of any
expensive
human life.
boss.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
No!
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
You a bitch. Stinky.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Nipples.
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello?
Me when I'm disassociating.
Stanley,
Literally my POV when disassociating.
I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So...
It's not over. I don't think it's over.
Are you there?
I'm skeptical.
Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Wait, what haven't I done yet?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What if I just stand here? Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a few options. I can let the phone ring. I can go to the door on the left, like from this way. I can try to jump off and go down below.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Let's hold on.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley left from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yes, yes, they better.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it be?
That's what I did, Mars.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You mean like earlier? Earlier than what I did? Wait. Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before.
What?
Was it this room? A connection between the two?
That's new.
Could a man love a room? I mean, truly,
what?
truly, deeply, madly.
What?
Love. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
That was new.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Let's get this one out of the way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
What's these?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
That scared me.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly...
I don't know how many endings I've gotten so
dear,
far.
Would you hold on for a minute, please?
I think technically I've only seen one roll credits. Is that an ending?
See, we went down, right, left, down, left, right, Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh, God.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
Yes.
Did you move the
Pressed
story
so
somewhere?
many buttons.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh, they're all connected.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story.
What
Here
the
it
fuck is
comes.
this?
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and
God.
retrace our steps.
What the fuck?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all.
Yay.
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart.
Good to see my streamer getting those hard-fought W's in this BR game. Yeah.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Well, I mean, this is new. I'm curious.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What the fuck?
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Line betrayed us. Or Line showed us the truth.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds
Who
perfectly
farted?
doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. this?
Oh my god.
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?
Narrator's gone after a long time. Stanley dies.
My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do...
He's gonna forget. Well, this is new.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh. Welcome to the whiteboard ending.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, what haven't I done now?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic.
That ending's super rare to get, really?
Majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable.
What?
And he started to bleed a little. This made him smile.
What?
At last, proof that he was human.
What the fuck?
But eager
I've
to
gone
get
left.
back to business, Stanley took
I
the
literally
first
have.
open door on his left.
Okay. Could go back down again. Could go back to the phone room and just let it ring instead of unplugging it. I don't know if that will conjure an ending. Oh, the red door after
Stanley
jumping
was so
up the
bad
elevator.
at following
Good idea.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Alright, I'll go through a red door this time.
Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think Well, I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Wow. Humberto, I have no idea what that has to do with this game.
No, wait. Where are you going?
And considering I intend to marry my boyfriend, why do you need to know that? Just saying.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here.
Oh,
Don't
this
take
is
this
sad.
from me.
Oh God.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh God. I have dog mode. Alright.
No!
Oof.
Oh,
Oh no.
thank God. You lived.
Gotta do it
You had me
again.
worried. No. No, no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Alright, you wanna go back to the room, bud? Let's go back to the room, bud.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
The barking is so funny.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
What's that drawing of? Yeah, I can crouch. Oh, I can crouch.
Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
You guys should watch Severance.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Bro, this is brutal. It's on Apple TV. I feel like it's worth getting the free subscription for. It's really good. If you like this game, you will love Severance. There's no question about it.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That content warning is from the game 12 Minutes, by the way. Also, I think someone just used my HelloFresh code.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
This game has home invasion? I think I could still bark. Nope, can't bark anymore. I didn't know I would be called out for entering the
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computer.
Should I have not gone this way? Oops. Because this is where the new stuff comes in. I guess it doesn't super matter since there's so much bleed over, right? Okay.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I got to the door and I couldn't say the code, so that was as far as I could get.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh my God.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh! Good job.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's
you never
see it.
doubted.
I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
There you go.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Let's go,
What do you
bud.
say, friend?
What the fuck?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something. Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
This is so
I
funny.
made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
This is pretty.
You see, Stanley,
2013.
doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
The greatest wealth is
Oh,
memory.
Waste.
Good times. Our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. The Stanley Parable by the narrator. Oh my god. Me first dollar. Mr. Krabs? creator's surprisingly down to earth. What's that?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
So funny. Huh, the Minecraft part. The tasteful nostalgic. It was good. Person of the year. Top 10 memories. I remember. Oh, fuck. This is great. What's up, Wuzzle?
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
The serious room.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no.
Oh no!
Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Oh no!
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh my god, this is so funny.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
Oh my god.
Funny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh my god. Is that not a real review? That would have been so funny if it was. It is? Perfect. Imagine being immortalized in this game.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
No.
Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh, dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Nobody, it's okay. Uh-oh.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
No.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that.
Oh?
If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get.
Skip it.
Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you,
so he just
and therefore,
repeats.
by becoming it is. So oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
You're making me do this.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering
He
this
wants me to
particular
skip him
review
so
that it reads as
bad.
something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Oh my
It's
god.
not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack? Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. Oh, Stanley. You're back.
Oh god.
You're back.
Oh my
goodness.
god.
I have someone.
Oh
to
my
talk to
god.
again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing?
Yeah.
Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was
okay,
the
bud.
vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
Oh my
Have you ever
gosh.
sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a
I feel
revelation
bad for the
me.
narrator,
It was
but
unlike anything I had ever known.
What's up,
It was a
Liz?
space without consequence, without act. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, the end is never the end, is never the end, is
Oh,
never the
God.
end, is never the 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 end.
Oh. Spooky. Bruh. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I mean, should we keep exploring the new content? What were some of the other options I needed to get to?
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
He's so excited.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
The end is never the end
Isn't
again.
this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
They're back. 2 doors. Oh my god. Old and busted. New hotness. Cool red section of the chart. Oh my god. Is that Stanley X the narrator? Oh my god. I wish I could see it better. Concept art.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh my god.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Name, hear yours today. Hear your name in the game. The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you!
Lock every 47 months. Sorry, I need to quickly add my alerts to the, I didn't realize they're not on my gaming page. Hold on. There we go. Thanks, Locke.
The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Alright. What other new features we got?
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
A whole new office. Red is the new orange. The baby is all grown up. The new updated ray traced more of the same, but in a good way, sequel to the consistent quality with just the right amount of change. New features, new content, new ideas. Jump circle, infinite hole. Oh gosh, okay. Let's go look at the merch. The reassurance bucket, I want that. I saw the new content. This t-shirt is the best new feature. The end is never the end again. I want the reassurance bucket. The button that says Jim. I just saw that.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical. that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
I get to touch the bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
What the fuck?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Office decorations.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday.
My God.
Which would you go with?
Oh, get well someday. Happy 12th birthday, stepniece. Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
No!
Happy 12th birthday, stepniece, it is.
Oh my God.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Free new and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Get it here. There's so much I want to do. Free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Alright. I'll just take my bucket and go.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Okay. Infinite hole. It won't end. What's up here? Hold on. Let me check out what's down here. There's so much. There's so much. So much content. Jump circle. This map. Free achievement. Button. This is the name of the player that is playing the game. Exit. No, we don't want to go there yet. Can you find them? Collect them all. Oh.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
This is creepy. This is so creepy. Oh my god, it's so jarring.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Okay, that's where I came from. What's back here? This is the infinite hole. It just keeps going. Ooh, spooky.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Suddenly I can fucking sprint.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
Oh?
Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Mostly infinite hole. That's new.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out
Oh, I'll
later.
jump back in it. You heard Jim in the game? Alright, let me go back in the hole. Jim. I just realized there's like audience seats. Expo hall. I love that I still have the bucket.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. It goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yes, it did.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow, okay, yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. How is this still appealing to you?
I didn't mean to do that.
I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Uh-oh.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Mr. Narrator, come back! Something cool is happening! For a man to take me 4 months. Oh my god. Oh my god.
My head's stronger. Now you're
Stanley?
no longer
Stanley?
using
Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have
Oh
that,
my
Stanley,
god.
because this hole is just
Oh
so
my
darn
God.
fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second
Oh
of it.
fuck.
You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle pip.
Doodle pip. Oh my god. Oh.
Here we are. Go on.
Uh.
Try out some of the new features.
Okay. Did I explore the hole into its depths? Again! Do I dare go back to the hole? I still have the bucket, I know. What is the settings world champion? Okay. Nope, I'm not allowed to. Alright, I guess I'm going to the exit. The settings is the worst one? Oh. Alright, I guess I'll go to the exit.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
There's a way you can access it? How do I access the settings one? Someone said settings is the worst one. Oh, it's an achievement. Okay. I'll just go on. I'm not trying to get every achievement.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together,
Oh, no.
and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, no.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features in it.
We've come full circle.
With respect, with
Oh
care
my
for the
God.
vision and integrity of the original game.
It's
Would it
funny.
possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
The
427.
fucking balloons.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen
Yeah, the
solid,
balloons. It's
Stanley
so
found
funny.
himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
No.
That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it. Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Ah,
There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion.
cute.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things. All right, coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh,
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred
oh, I got
to
a second
Stanley.
sticker. Yeah.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me
no.
in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
No.
Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
No.
How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
Uh-oh.
Indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed.
Oh.
Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket. Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his.
No.
None of them were his special bucket.
No.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh my God. Jesus.
This is the story of a woman
Oh?
named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter.
What's up, Gilp?
But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Oh my God. Alright, I have to pee. Alright.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I'm not gonna grab the bucket this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh my God. How we can find them. Bottom text. What we know. Small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There was no memo from management. How can you tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Figlies are hard to find. Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room? Thank you. Good luck. Shut the frick up. Maybe we are the collectibles. I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambiances or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones. Triangulate the source of the strange noise. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks to be like reverberance off a porcelain surface. Anyone have any leads on this? Wouldn't you like to know? Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, TBH. Weird spinning figurines. There will be a reward for finding them all. Inside the sequel exhibit. Stairs, something to do with stairs. A large room, lots of boxes, something both red and blue. Or somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. That's funny. Has Benj ever played this? I don't know if he is to like completion. Can I open the broom closet? Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Go back to the boss's room. What's that? Executive bathroom, huh? Nice! I've got the feeling money's for the stealing, but not yours, of course. What's that say? That's a lovely purse.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This,
Thank you.
There really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini
Stanley
stands?
things. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Itchy nose. Extreme bathrooms. Oh. 2 phones. Oh, the rooms are different now.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Spooky.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Hey, we've been up
Stanley thought
there.
to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
We've been up there.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No. He
Whoa.
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
Employee
Never.
pirate?
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Very Severance type beats.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
No, I've never played this before. Finally free from my control. Exactly. How many different
All of his
endings are there?
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Psych.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted the bucket into his
Come on,
arms,
bucket.
and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Why do I
Stanley
control
clutched the bucket
Stanley?
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Everyone else has a bucket version, yeah. I only have 2 left. 2 figurines left to get.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I didn't get to figure out what's in here. Business strategy. Oh god. Stanley. Oh. What?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oops.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos.
It's true.
It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
It's fun the loading screens make my stream lag.
Plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
What happens if I turn it on? Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
What in the Silent Hill? Uh-oh. Oh God.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried
What?
the narrator.
What?
As Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest.
Who is
It was
this?
a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness?
Can you see how arrogant it was for
No, we never
Stanley
went
to
in the
take
settings.
a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him?
Oh my
Can you
God.
see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will
25
ever be in
buckets.
his short life?
The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Inferno bucket. Sorry. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. What's this say? A bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. The stress bucket, an analogy. Coping strategies equals holes, vulnerability equals size and strength of the bucket, stress equals level of water. The stress bucket presented without commentary. Oh my God. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is more that is always out of reach. Distance inevitably is for our own good.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Stanley? Oh. Oh boy.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
It's fair. It's fair enough.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Called out. Okay, I might do 1 or 2 more loops and then end stream, and we can continue trying to get more endings next stream.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I'll know how many endings the game has. I wonder how many I've gotten. Not many, probably.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
42 apparently.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
When you get all the endings, you don't even get an achievement. That's honestly funny.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
There's one where you have to play the baby game for 4 hours. What?
controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content,
I never saw
walking,
this done.
eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
200%.
For he
Oh my
would
god.
dismantle the controls once and for all.
On.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
This
is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me.
Oh, do I have to press them in order?
What all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
3.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside.
I don't know what I'm
or
doing.
I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
That was very nice of him.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you, running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
Oh my god.
To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
I think I beat the game. Alright. I don't need to save, right? It remembers. I want to continue pursuing more, but I'm like starving right now, so I'm gonna end stream here and get some foodses. Cool, it remembers. Good. Alright. Let me quit out. That's not quitting out. Quit out. There we go. Alright, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Good Friday stream, huh? That's a good one. Let us go raid Benji, who's been doing modded RimWorld, which is super entertaining. I'm gonna go make a HelloFresh meal. If you guys, this again, stream's not sponsored, but I do have a code for HelloFresh for like the next 20 days. So if you're interested in using it, it supports me as well as gets yourself some yummy food. So it's a win-win. Thanks for all the subs, gifted subs, resubs, new subs. I really appreciate you guys staying by me and continuing to choose my stream to watch. Thank you so much. It means the world. So I hope this was a nice little addition to your Friday. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Have a lovely, lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you. Goodbye.